If you are trying to co-parent with a narcissist, or if you are in a custody battle with a narcissistic ex, you're not alone. There will be many challenges. Hi, I'm Grace Rolson. I'm an author, coach, survivor, SurThriver strategist for moms in custody battles or required to deal with their narcissistic ex. And I teach many different skills and strategies that are higher level, that go above and beyond and require more out of the moms that are trying to do it this way, trying to get to a path of peace so their children can thrive and not just merely survive. And this one, install the ignore and but record button, is something I learned through my work in the 12-step program. And I didn't have an ignore button. I reacted to every little hint of child abuse or neglect or child neglect. And I responded. I went in with triage to fix, save, rescue my child, because that's the type of person I was, highly triggered and anxious and worried because I had been in a relationship with a narcissist for 15 years. So stay for this video to hear more about this. Now, just a quick disclaimer, this isn't ignore child abuse button. This is for the small things. You really need a lawyer and a strategy. If you're seeing child abuse or neglect, or you think you're seeing it, I would get that team of support that I talk about, which for me included a therapist, a DV counselor. My child got a therapist, so that I knew what would rise to the level of concern for CPS and the family courts, because not everything that I thought was child abuse they cared about. A lot of times they just thought that parents are allowed to parent their kids the way they want, and they weren't going to interfere with that, and they can't micromanage any of the parents coming into family court. So I had to install the ignore button, but I learned to document strategically. And so I teach that now to moms in my private groups. This whole idea and the more than 20 skills are in my SurThrive, The Narcissist, Believe You Can Too book, available on Amazon. I'm here to educate, encourage, and empower women and mothers. Learn all you can. Knowledge is power. You don't have to step into the narcissist tricks and traps and tactics and fall for any of the tactics or get involved in the manipulations. You can stay above it all and out of it and strategize. You can use skills, and you can see into some blind spots. The narcissist has many blind spots. My background's loving and leaving an alcoholic. You can find all these books, including my first book for mothers, Co-Parenting with a Narcissist, 7 Self-Rules to Stay Sane. I say read all my books 1 through 7 for moms. Second is How to Fight a Narcissist in Family Court and Win. Then all the way to Tame the Narcissist and Win Wisdom for Ending the Co-Parenting War. All my books have my tips, tools, survivor wisdom, and strategies. And if you need some hope, you could pick up my last book for moms, We SurThrived a Narcissist, with skills and strategies. This quick disclaimer, I'm a survivor. This is my shared survivor wisdom. It's not specific, direct advice. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your strategist. The only advice I give is to get legal advice and make sure you use my Get the Right Lawyer Guide and my 20 wants list before you go and interview lawyers, because to be prepared for a lawyer can help you maximize those legal consultations, whether they're free or paid. If you are bothered by everything the narcissist does, you know that you are in trauma and being triggered. And from that highly reactive state, we moms often make mistakes in our custody battle, in our co-parenting, in our case. And so it's important to have those people, those safe people to vent to, and those experts to consult with when you're dealing with something as complex as co-parenting with a narcissist that could lead to a court battle. A lot of these situations go to court, and the ones that stay in court and are high conflict usually involve a personality disordered narcissist and a mother or father on the other end trying to prevent some abuse and protect the children, or see their children. So you're not alone if This is all triggering. And, many of us moms, we've left the abuser only to see our children be stuck with them, and we can't get them free. We can't protect them. So we are bothered by seeing his patterns and what he does and who he is on our only children or our children. It's very upsetting. It's very painful. I have a lot of videos and in my books, how to grieve, how to handle the unfairness. There will always be unfairness dealing with an unfair person, just like there will always be disorder dealing with a disordered person. So many of us don't have a way to ignore it. We respond, react, and we rush in with triage, trying to fix, save, rescue as part of who we are and what gets pushed in us. So there has to be some things that we don't want to lose our energy about. And I talk about winter boots, and I talk about hair not being brushed. There has to be things that bother us, but we know the judge won't care, but we can record them, and they could be paired with something the judge cares about, trying to show an overall picture of what's going on. But to constantly record everything, I found very, very daunting and too challenging and very narcissist focused. So I usually had a step back button. I hit the pause button. I have another video, and that's also in my book. Do you have a pause button? This was upsetting. This was wrong. This was bad. Something inside you says all that. Do you have a button you can push to pause and not do anything about it while you gather your strength, your strategy, and talk to your advisors? Do you have an ignore button? I didn't have one of these. Everything bothered me. I wanted to address everything. I felt like if I nipped it in the bud and confronted it right away with the narcissist, it would stop. It turns out it just made me the narcissist target of blame, and I became the enemy to destroy and to get off his back. So I teach about how not to be the enemy to the narcissist or the target of blame in a lot of my books and videos. So you can like and subscribe. Pick up my Document the Narcissist individual guide. It's also in one of my books. And think about how you are bothered and losing energy with anger, upset, and pain, and fear, and worry, and anxiety. If you're fretful for your children, just think about how much energy you're losing that you could use for self-care, to be consulting with lawyers, to be helping your kids with something, or being the mom you want to be. So it's wisdom and maturity to install this ignore button. And you will have to do it consciously if you've been unconsciously reacting to everything the narcissist does. And I do have a 3D approach. Discuss, document, and detach. So without detachment, we hold on, and the attachment goes into our suffering. We're attached to outcomes, we're attached to how it should be, and all of that increases our suffering. And then we end up suffering over our suffering, and moms get very emotionally destabilized. And that's what I teach moms, as narcissists generally win by emotionally destabilizing the mom, the target of blame. So you can learn. And I say limit your communication, because so many moms are communicating and then causing themselves being part of the problem instead of part of the solution. They're asking the narcissist to be and do and say something they can't do as a personality disordered narcissist, and then they're getting triggered. And it's just so much narcissist focused when it needs to be child focused, self-care focused. You've survived an abusive person, or you're not with a toxic personality disordered narcissist. It's time to live your life. Show the children on your side what a healthy, happy life with sanity and structure and love and care and empathy looks like. And then they have to, if the courts deem it, go spend time with an uncaring, cold, self-focused narcissist. And they have contrast, which makes them very clear of which path they want to choose. And so we can offer them that on our side of the street and our parenting time. Come to my website, read my blog. You can like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I have a video, Know the Narcissist. Go find that. If you don't know what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with, I have another video on just what are the basic strategies you need to have in place so that you can reduce your stress. Strategies reduce stress. I teach that. Come to my podcast on Spotify. I have all these tips and tools for you. And thank you so much for listening or watching. We'll see you in the next video. Keep being a great mom and hang in there for your little ones.